Good morning, stamping friends. How are you all doing today on this Tuesday morning? My name is Lorri Heiling. If you haven't joined me before, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm really excited to share with you. Well, there's a lot happening with Stampin' Up! I'm going to share with you some promotions going on, but what I'm most excited about is my March class to go is ready to kick off, and it's open now. So I'm going to share with you a project that uses the bundle that is featured in this class to go. Now, if this little bundle and projects don't get you in the mood for some warm weather in spring and summer, I don't know what will. So I hope that you're going to enjoy it. And you know what? This time, if you already have the stamp set and the punch bundle, then have no fear. This class is still for you because that's listed as an add-on this time. That way, for those of you who already have it, you can still enjoy the class and get the 8 projects this time. I've never done one except in a collaboration that has had 8 projects before. So stay tuned and let me turn my camera around and then we'll get started today. Before we get started with today's project, I just want to remind you that Savings Are in Bloom promotion is still going on. And remember, you can get all these products for 20% off. We have the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. That's a great deal, and I just love using mine because I can leave it right at my desktop here. And then look at all these bundles. These are ones that are in the annual catalog, and they're all 20% off, which is an amazing deal because they're already priced 10% off if you buy the stamp set and the dies together as a bundle. So it's actually like 30% off the retail value, but it is 20% off the published value. So make sure you take advantage of those. You have until March 31st for that. Now, I'm really excited to share with you my new class to go for March, and it is the Ladybug bundle. The stamp set is called Hello Ladybug. Let me quick show this too. Isn't this cute? And I'm going to show you a different way to use the Ladybug. Maybe some of you have already seen this online. A lot of people are using it, but it's just really a fun way to show you that there are more things than ladybugs that you can make. And then there's also a coordinating die, or I'm sorry, a coordinating punch. And this is really fun to use because you can actually use this part of the punch, which are his wings. You can use them as leaves, or you can make flowers out of them. So there's a lot of different ways to use that as well. Now, the Ladybug class to go is available either shipped to you or porch pickup. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people already have the stamp sets or bundles that I already use. So this time I'm using that as an add-on. But if you don't have this, you're definitely going to want to get this add-on. I have discounted them a bit, and this is the published price that has tax and shipping in already. But the items that you will get for sure in this class to go is the All Together Designer Series paper. I want to show this to you really quick, and I'll show you both sides. It's all black and white, and it goes with, we have a stamp set that matches this, but I chose just to use the paper. Look at all these fun, great colors of black and white. However, we know that any color goes with black and white. It's just kind of a nice neutral. And so there's 12 different 6x6 designs, and they're 2-sided, so actually you're going to get 24 prints, and there's 48 of these in one pack. So let me quickly get through all these. And there's like a dark side and a lighter lined print, and just really nice assortment of black and white. So you get that. You will also get black matte dots. There's actually 160 of these in here, so you get quite a few, and there's a smaller and a larger size, so that's another item that you'll get. You'll also get the Playful Pets ribbon. Let me share that picture with you right here. And then you'll also get a full pack of basic white envelopes. Now this time I'm including 8 make and take, so this is a really good value. There's going to be 4 designs, but 2 of each card. And then I have all these add-ons, and if I used anything else on the card, I put it as an add-on because, again, a lot of these things you can use for different things, but I just wanted you to a chance to purchase these rather than putting in onesie orders. It's just better and saves a little bit on shipping when you can group your orders together. So here's the bundle that you can get, the Ladybug bundle that I mentioned before. Then this is stitched with whimsy dies. We're using this on a couple of cards. Then we have the stitched greenery die, and this makes a really nice background. We also have the basic border dies and the Hive 3D embossing folder. And then the Daffodil Delight blends. There's a light and dark. And then I always like to add the multi-purpose liquid glue and then the dimensionals, which are the large size. If you prefer the smaller size, just let me know and I can easily change that order for you. And so that's all the products that you will get. So this class starts now and it goes until March 22nd. And this is not available PDF only. The most basic one you can get is just get the class shipped to you with all these products. And if you don't need any add-ons, just don't add that on. So, all right, now we are going to make a project using the products that are included in the class, but just kind of a different idea for you where it's not a ladybug. All right, the first thing we're going to start with is our basic black cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it in half on the long side, which would be 5 1/2, and then just fold on that score line, and then crease it with your bone folder. All right, now the next thing you can do is make some strips. And the colors that I used, you can see that I already embossed these with the Hive 3D embossing folder. Isn't that a cute embossing folder? It just screams Bumblebee. And what I did was I chose 4 of our tones that are kind of in the yellow department. And these measure 5 1/2 inches by 7/8 inch. Now, what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to adhere them to the front of the card, and I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue on this one, just because sometimes I have to kind of maneuver it to get it straight. And if your green glue gets stuck at the top, I have a designated needle that is filled with goop, and just kind of stick that in there and get the little plug out, and then it'll come out fine. I have to do that every once in a while with my glue. All right, so the first one is over, and start with the lightest one, and this is So Saffron. Start about not quite 1/4 inch from the edge. And then what I like to do when I have something that needs to be lined up and I want it to be in the middle, because sometimes you don't know if it's in the middle till you get to the right side, I like to start on the right side and then put it at the same distance. This color is Mango Melody. And then just go that same distance on this side. Now it'll be easier to line up these two in the middle. So what I do is I just kind of set them about where they're going to go before I glue them down. They're going to be glued at the same height, but I don't need to put it all the way down. So just kind of set them where the middle part is, and then pick up one of them. You can see about the distance that you need between them so that they line up symmetrically. And this one is Daffodil Delight for the color. And the last one, you can have your choice, either Crushed Curry or Bumblebee. I can't even remember which one I used, but I used one of the two because these two are so close in color. I mean, I really have to get a bright light out to see the difference. So if you already have one, feel free to use that. And if you don't, you may want to grab Bumblebee because that's an in color, which is retiring. So if you like that color, you may want to grab it before they're gone. All right, there is our card front. Now we're going to do something. We are going to make a little, well, actually, let's make the bee now, and then I'll show you what we're going to do on the card front. I'm going to do is just punch out just the body part, just the circle. Let's see, I want the stripes going horizontally. So let's go about like this and just get most of it because, try to get it straight. We are going to just snip off the top of it. Now you can take your Daffodil Delight dark blend, and we are going to just color in these stripes. Just color on the white part. If you go a little bit into the black, it's okay, because black is black. You will not see the overlap there. And the dark Daffodil Delight, let me see if my brush end is okay. It's a little bit worn, but it'll work. It goes a little bit faster with the bigger brush end. And I'm going to go over it twice because it's going to get one shade darker by going over twice, and it's going to match that Crushed Curry or Bumblebee, whichever one you chose. So it's a little bit darker. All right. Now what we're going to do is punch out the body of the Bumblebee. So I just grabbed some basic black cardstock. Just punch that. And then we're just going to like I said before, we're just going to trim the top of this. So take your paper snips and just continue that circle like this. And it's all right if it's not exact because a lot of it's going to be covered up. Okay. And then we will just adhere that to his back like this. All right, it's starting to look a little more like a bumblebee, isn't it? All right, the next thing we're going to do is add some vellum cardstock. All right, we will just stick this in like this and just nip off the wing part. This will make it look more of like a bumblebee's wing. And then what we're going to do is just take a glue dot, and really all you need is one. And we're going to put that in the middle of his little wings, and then take your bone folder and just kind of bend them back a tiny bit so that it gives it a little more of a 3D look. And then we'll stick this right on top, and you'll notice that you can kind of still see that glue dot here, but there's a cool way to cover that up. All you'll do is take one of the matte dots that come in with this class, and I like my take a pick tool to get them off, and just put it right smack on the glue dot, and that covers it up nicely. All right. There's our little bumblebee. That's really all there is to him. Now we are going to put him on the card front in a creative way. So grab your card front, and now we're going to do a little die cutting. What I'm going to do is make a little circle here, and I'm going to cut out about 1 3/4 inch from right here. So hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I got that die cut. So you're gonna see just that little hole, kind of like a beehive hole, and this little bee can maybe make his way into it. And then we're gonna bring our bee in here and just take one large dimensional, should do it, and just put it right smack in the middle, because we are going to make this bee kind of halfway looking in here. And so we don't want the dimensional on the top part of that. So just set them on like that. And so it's kind of like a peekaboo. See how the background, we're going to keep that black, and I'll show you, we are going to dress up the inside as well, but we're going to keep that part black. And so you can see the background through that hole. All right, the next thing we're going to do is take my Wink of Stella, and this is the clear. And we are going to make his wings a little more shimmery. So just run the Wink of Stella along the vellum cardstock to make them shimmery shiny. I know it's hard to see this in the picture, but if you could see it in person, you could see that it's shined up and very shimmery. All right, just another little added detail that really can make your card. Now I'm going to bring in my scrap paper, and I'm actually going to put this on the bottom too. Sometimes this will go through when you're using blends, and this will stop that. I am going to take the baker's twine that is black and white from the Playful Pets that will be included with this class. And I'm going to take my blends, which is an add-on, and we are just going to run this over the baker's twine, and we are going to make this bumblebee baker's twine. So just kind of twist it over. Use the brush end. That one's better for this one. And we just want to make sure we have all the sides, but it kind of bleeds through even without turning it. And I don't know, I'm just going to make a bow out of this, so just kind of guess how long you would need to make that. The nice thing about the silicone mat is that you can just wipe it off when you're done with a wet rag. All right, just tie a bow here now. And you can see that this is really going to coordinate well with our card. And then just trim the ends off. All right. Now I just need another glue dot, and we're just gonna put this on the top part of the little hive here. Oops. This is not wanting to stick to a glue dot. Lesson learned, I did not know that. So I will bring my multi-purpose liquid glue. And I think the reason it doesn't stick is because I colored this with blends. And so we found out on my video that blends do not stick to glue dots. So I would say figure out where you want this to go. And really, you can just, wherever your preference is, opposite, down here, wherever you think it would look best on this little card. So I think I'm going to go right up here, and I'm just going to put a dab of liquid glue, and this for sure will stick because I have glued ribbons on many times. However, it will take a little bit longer to dry, so just set that aside, and then we can work on the inside. Now, what I did was I pre-measured this white cardstock because I do not want the white to go into this little hole, so I cut it off right before it hits that. You might want to measure, because when you die cut this, if you're up higher, then this measurement won't work. Just make sure that you clear that hole. Mine turned out to be 4 inches by 2 3/4. So let's just decorate that while we're waiting for the glue to dry. I am just going to take a simple little hello and use Memento black ink and just put that in the middle, but we're still going to dress it up a little bit more. And we are going to take these 3 flowers that come along with this stamp set and then I chose Bumblebee. I'll pretend like that's the cardstock color that I chose. And we'll just do 3 right here. And I just like to dress up the inside a little bit sometimes. Now the next thing that we can do is grab our matte black dots. And I'm just going to open this pack and use my pick tool again. And we are just going to pull 3 of these off and put them right in the middle. So this one is really jazzed up on the inside with the matte dots. And that will just kind of finish off those flowers, keeping our yellow and black theme going. Now let's just adhere that to the inside of the card. And I think by now this glue is dried on the front. So let's just put that on the inside like this. There we go. And there's our little Bumblebee card. Isn't that cute? Very simple, and it did not take very long to make. So I encourage you to sign up for my Hello Ladybug class, and you will learn how to make 4 different types of cards. One is a fun fold, and I do have another Bumblebee idea in there. And I would love for you to sign up for this. And remember, the deadline is March 22nd. Now, aside from that class to go, if there's ever any products that you want to order, please use my host code when ordering from my Stampin' Up! Website, because I do classes called Creative You every month. I open my home twice a month. It's the same class, and we make 3 projects. However, I realize many of you are online and cannot attend in person, but you still want in on those projects. And the way that you can do that is by ordering at least $35 and using the host code, and I will send you the 3 free kits of the projects that we made. And then I will also email the PDF so that you can assemble them. That's my way of saying thank you so much for your business. I really do appreciate that. Well, thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and thank you again for joining me today. We'll see you next Tuesday morning. Bye-bye.